Did you know that most bankers are actually afraid to talk about the volatility about the market? And so most will sell you what's comfortable for them. Stay tuned and let's chat about how that's not going to help you at all. Hey guys, I'm here to tell you the real facts about being able to work in a bank, the same company for 20 years. And although I'm very blessed that I have, because all of the things that I'm telling you today are things I've learned from working in the bank, I can tell you a little bit about not solely relying on the banks themselves for financial advice. Okay. Some of you guys might have approached financial advisors, and maybe some of those financial advisors also rubbed you the wrong way. Maybe they didn't even want to help you. That's a different video. Right now, I want to tell you that a lot of the people who work in the banks are not equipped to talk to you about the things that might be the best for you. Okay. I'll give you a great example. When I first started putting money into savings, I had asked my banker at the time, which happened to be the bank I worked for, not at the time though, but before I worked for that bank. I actually went to my banker and said, I guess I have to put money into our RSPs. I was maybe 19, maybe at best 20. But the key is that I went to a bank wanting to put money into RSPs, not knowing anything about it. Okay. I realized that there was huge errors made in that one appointment. The first error was that banker really should have asked me, what do I know about our RSPs? It's like they think that they're just order takers and you're going to tell them what you want and they're just going to sell it to you. So that's lesson number one, guys. If you don't know what you're asking for, then you're going to be sold something that may not be good for you. The second mistake she made was she really just gave me one product. So this is the danger. She gave me a product because she was equipped to sell that product. It was just a plain savings account, which probably gave me 0.01%. And the thing is that the first thing she asked me was, how much do you want to put in? And my answer was, well, if I could put something in every paycheck, right, that would be great, right? And so not asking me questions like, well, what do you know, again, about RRSPs? I mean, it was very clear I was new. New to finances. I was young. And if she had just explained to me what RRSPs were and why I thought I needed them, or even just understood why I was asking for RRSPs and what would better suit my budget, I wouldn't have remembered this conversation. And so I wouldn't be sharing it with you. So I'm glad that she made these mistakes. So she asked me how much do I want to put in. I think at the time I said $25 biweekly. And then she put me into something that was like 0.01%. And I just thought I was putting money into RSPs. Can you imagine if I didn't get wiser, if I didn't work at the bank, and if I just continued to think that I was just putting money into RSPs? At this point in my life, almost 30 years later, how much that would have equated to? It wouldn't have equated to very much at all. I wouldn't have gotten any kind of rate of return, really, over 30 years at 0.01%, putting $25 biweekly into an RSP, which I really didn't understand. But I worked at the bank and saw very soon after that, why am I in this? I should be in funds. My risk tolerance is high. I'm young. I can withstand some of this volatility. But see, that came from working in the bank. But there's no reason why bankers can't explain this to people. It's their job. It's their job to explain that there are different types of investment vehicles to put into our RSPs. She sold me the one because she wasn't licensed to sell the other one. Now, obviously, she's not going to sell me something she's not licensed in, but could she have referred me to somebody else, knowing that maybe that would be the best for me? Now, the question is does she know? Does she know that would be the best for somebody who is young like me putting money into RSPs? I guess we'll never know. But in hindsight, when I think about all the people I've worked with at the bank, including myself, by the way, I was licensed to sell funds at the bank, and I was scared. I mean, I was a manager, so I had people that did that, but I was scared. The banks made me feel like I was going to be like, there was so much compliance around funds. So you were scared to make a mistake. There was not enough training around mutual funds. So it's just safe to go with something safe so that the client can't come back to me and complain that, maybe the next month their rate of return went down. But if you're equipped and you're licensed properly, you can explain properly to a client that there's a lot more potential to make a sound investment in a fund versus just sticking it basically in a piggy bank. That's really what it is. 0.01% is basically just putting your money in a piggy bank, doing nothing. So some of you guys might be watching this and thinking, well, I don't want any risk. I'm gambling my money. Well, that is the biggest reason why you should reach out to me. Because if you're thinking that you're gambling money, then you really, truly do not know much about investing. And for those of you guys who understand what I'm saying, and you felt that way about a banker who just kind of gave you something without asking you real questions about, what is it that you're looking for? Why are you planning to save this money? What do you know about kind of what you're asking for? Again, now's the time to really question some of the things you have. And if you're shy about going to your banker, or maybe you don't have a banker anymore because they've left, please reach out. Please reach out. I hope you have a great day. Got you all. And don't be afraid to reach out to me.